Before we get into this story, I want you to do something for me. Look at your reflection. Go on. In your phone screen, a window, whatever's nearby. Watch it for a few seconds. It moves when you move, right? Good. Now keep that in mind, because this story is about a man named Peter van Rensburg, who noticed one night that his didn't. Peter was 31 years old. He lived alone in a freestanding house in North Riding, Johannesburg. Quiet street, double garage. One of those neighborhoods where every house looks the same and the walls are just high enough that you never really know your neighbors. He worked in HR, remote, spent most of his day on video calls and employee files, which maybe explains why he noticed it at all. When you spend your life reading people, watching faces on screens, picking up on things slightly off, your eyes get sharp. You notice things other people scroll past. He had a girlfriend, Chantel. They'd been together for 2 years. She didn't live with him, but she was there most weekends, most Thursday nights, most of the time when being alone starts to feel like a choice rather than a sentence. By all accounts, Peter was normal, completely, unremarkably normal, until the night he paused in front of his bathroom mirror after brushing his teeth, and his reflection paused half a second later. The first night. He told himself it was tiredness. He'd been working late, eyes sore, brain half switched off. He moved his hand left, watched the reflection move left, normal. He looked away, looked back, normal. He stood there for a full minute, moving slowly, watching carefully. Nothing. He went to bed, but he didn't sleep well. And in the morning, before he could think too hard about why he was doing it, he stood in front of that mirror for a long time, just watching, just waiting. It happened again 3 nights later. This time he was certain. He raised his right hand slowly, counted in his head, 1, 2. His reflection raised its hand, not at the same time. After, he stepped back. The reflection stepped back, and then corrected, like a video call catching up with a bad connection. He grabbed his phone and filmed it, watched the footage back immediately. In the footage, the reflection moved perfectly in sync. Not a single frame of delay. He watched it 4 times. 5. His hand in the mirror, his reflection's hand, together, perfectly together. But he had seen it. He knew what he had seen. He showed her the footage that Thursday. She watched it twice, didn't say anything unkind. That wasn't her style. She just said, "Babe, there's nothing there." He tried to explain it. The delay, the way it corrected itself, the way it only happened when he wasn't filming. She listened. She really did. Then she said, "When did you last sleep a full night?" He didn't answer. She made them dinner. They watched something on Netflix. She stayed over. And in the morning, everything felt normal enough that he almost let it go. Almost. He bought the first camera that weekend. Just one. Pointed at the bathroom mirror. Running overnight, motion activated, saving to a hard drive. He told himself he just needed to prove it. To himself, if no one else. One piece of footage with the delay clearly visible, and he'd take it to someone. He didn't know who, but someone. He checked the footage every morning before work. For 2 weeks, nothing. Then he bought a second camera, and a third. One for the bedroom mirror, one for the wardrobe. Chantel noticed. "Why is there a camera pointed at the mirror?" "I just want to catch it on film." "Catch what, Peter?" He tried to explain again. She stood in the bedroom doorway listening, arms crossed, not hostile, just tired. Like she was watching someone she loved walk slowly in the wrong direction and couldn't figure out how to call them back. "This is the thing in the mirror again. I know how it sounds. Do you?" She didn't leave that night, but something shifted. He could feel it. He found them on Reddit, a small private subreddit. People who had experienced what they called reflection anomalies, unexplained delays, movements that didn't match, reflections caught in postures the person hadn't assumed. He made an account, username, North Riding Peter. He posted his experience, the delay, the footage that showed nothing, the way it corrected itself. People responded. Some were skeptical, most were not. One user, an account that had been active for 6 years, username MirrorWatch, sent him a private message. It said, "The delay isn't a glitch, it's learning you. When it syncs, that's not the end. That's when you need to start being careful. Peter screenshot the message. He stared at it for a long time. Then, he bought 2 more cameras. Chantel leaves. She gave it another month. She tried. She sat with him while he reviewed footage. She listened to the forum posts he read aloud. She stayed patient longer than most people would have. But the cameras were everywhere now. The bathroom, the bedroom, the lounge, the hallway. Every mirror in the house had an eye pointed at it, and Peter spent his evenings watching hours of footage, pausing, rewinding, leaning close to the screen. The night she left, she didn't fight with him. She just stood in the bedroom with her overnight bag and said, "I miss you, but you're not here anymore." He looked up from the laptop. "I'm sitting right here." She looked at him for a long moment. "I know," she said, and she left. He went back to the footage. 3 weeks after Chantel left, he found it. 2:47 a.m., bedroom camera. He was asleep in the bed, visible in the corner of the frame, still, breathing. But in the wardrobe mirror across the room, his reflection was sitting up, watching him sleep, while his body lay completely flat. He watched that clip so many times he lost count. He posted it to the subreddit without saying a word. Just the clip. The thread erupted. People who had been skeptical went quiet. People who had believed him from the start said things he didn't want to read. Mirror Watch sent another private message. "It's not in the mirror anymore." Peter sat with that message open on his screen for a very long time. After that night, he started waking up exhausted, every morning, like he hadn't slept at all, like something had been using the hours. He lost weight. His posts on the subreddit got slower, shorter. He'd always been careful, precise, detailed in his writing. Now they were brief, cheerful, almost, which the regulars found stranger than anything else he'd shared. He stopped posting for 11 days. When he came back, his final post read, "Just wanted to update everyone. I think I've been overthinking this whole thing. Reviewed all the footage again with fresh eyes, and honestly, I can see how I got carried away. Feeling great, sleeping well. Don't waste too much time worrying about me." The subreddit went very quiet, because that post didn't sound like Peter. Not the cadence, not the word choices, not the tone. It sounded like someone who had studied Peter and was still getting the fit slightly wrong. 3 days later, the account was deleted, and then the entire subreddit disappeared, not archived, not locked, gone, like it had never existed. The only reason we know any of this is because one member had been quietly saving everything. Every post, every reply, every private message, screenshots of the footage, all of it backed up to her own drive. Her name was Adri, and she was worried enough to go find him. She'd seen his suburb mentioned in one of his earlier posts, North Riding. It wasn't hard from there. She knocked on his door on a Saturday afternoon. He answered, smiled, invited her in for coffee. He was warm, friendly, asked about her drive, offered her rusks with the coffee like he'd been expecting company. She said he seemed fine, mostly. There was something slightly slow about him, a beat between hearing something and responding to it, like a very small lag, like a video call with a bad connection. She used his bathroom before she left. She looked at herself in the mirror above the sink, straightened her hair, took a breath, and then in the reflection, in the open doorway behind her, she saw him, standing there, still, watching her. She spun around. The hallway was empty. She walked back to the lounge quickly. He was sitting in the armchair exactly where she had left him, coffee in hand, smiling. "You okay?" he asked. "Fine," she said. "I should get going." He walked her to the door. Said it was lovely to meet her, said she must come back sometime. She smiled, said she would. She drove to the end of the street, pulled over, sat there with both hands on the wheel, staring at nothing. Then she took out her phone and opened a new Reddit account, posted to the only paranormal thread she could find that felt even close to what she'd just witnessed. She didn't explain what she saw. She didn't describe the bathroom. She didn't mention his name or his street. She just typed, "I went to see him. Whatever is in that house, it's not him anymore. Please, if you knew him, if you were on that sub, do not go there. Do not contact him. Do not let it know you exist." Then she put her car in drive, and she didn't look in the rearview mirror once the entire way home. For a while after that, the neighbors say he seemed okay. He'd wave when he took the bins out, nod over the wall, nothing unusual. But slowly things changed. He became reclusive, stopped waving, stopped answering the door. The lights in the house would be on at strange hours, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and then dark for days at a time. Someone on the street heard he'd lost his job. Then one day he was just gone. No removal truck, no estate agent, no goodbye. The house is still registered in his name. It was never listed, never sold. He just left, or something did. No one on that street has heard from him since. Chantel tried calling him once, a few months after she left. He answered, was cheerful, said he was doing well, said he'd been sleeping better than ever. She said the conversation felt strange. She couldn't explain exactly why, just that it felt like talking to someone who had memorized him, who knew all the right answers but was searching for them a half beat too slowly. She hasn't called back. I've been thinking about one thing since I first read all of this. That message, the very first one Peter received. The delay isn't a glitch, it's learning you. When it sinks, that's not the end. So I want you to do what I asked at the beginning. Go find a mirror. Watch your reflection. If it moves when you move, you're probably fine, probably. But if there's ever a night, just one night, where something feels slightly off, where the timing seems a beat too slow, where your reflection holds your gaze just a little longer than it should, don't grab a camera, don't post about it online, don't try to prove it to anyone. Just leave the house, don't look back, and whatever you do, don't let it know you're watching, because the moment you start watching, it starts watching back. Sleep well.